Hi everyone, how are you? My name is Marla Fernandez, and I'm a multi-passionate entrepreneur who is passionate in many different areas of law, mediation, politics, and serving others. And I was thinking about what next? What can I do next? And how can I stay home, homeschool, and make a little money on the side, helping others and serving my community. So everything I do is always with the purpose of serving others and glorifying God. And I started realizing that there is a very big need for paralegals in mediation. Why? Because mediation is saturated with lawyers. And lawyers are expensive by nature, whether they're mediators, collaborative mediators, arbitrators, or lawyers. And they're not going to do anything for you unless you pay them. And their costs are high. And mediation shouldn't be as costly. However, because of the pandemic and because of inflation, the costs have gone up. And you no longer see mediation for like $100. It's now between $200 and $400 an hour, or a flat rate fee between $7,000 and $10,000. That's a lot of money for most people. And what they usually do is they split the cost between the parties. And so they're not getting one cost from everybody. However, that's where a paralegal can actually jump in. And the only thing that's required of mediation is that you are neutral and that you don't practice law, which is something that many lawyers struggle with because they know the law. And their whole purpose is to advise you on law. Paralegals cannot do that. We cannot advise you on law. But we can help you fill out your paperwork as a mediator, the paperwork that's essential for like financial and worksheets and all that. And we can also help you draft a contract with you in mind. That said, paralegals, because they cannot practice law and they cannot give you legal advice, or have an advantage that lawyers do not. We can remain neutral and allow you to pick the best option for you, because we cannot give you legal advice. We can give you options so that you can consider. And that's it. And we can help you draft a contract that holds up in court. And that way, in the future, if you come into problems, you have a contract that you could fall back on in case either party breaches it. And that is how only a paralegal can actually be a mediator and give you a better service than a lawyer. Because we already do all the work for the lawyer anyways. We fill out all the paperwork, we draft, we do all the secretarial, we do the receptionist, we do client intakes, and so why not? So I wanted to talk a little bit about marriage, and one of the things that I'm noticing, one of the trends that I'm noticing. So marriage was created by Christians, by the Catholic Church. Naturally, this area of law, family law, has a history in Catholicism and Christianity. But in recent modern times, the state has been intervening, and they want an interest too. And the better you are at making sure that you have a good contract before you go to court, the better you will be at avoiding those interests that want to get involved in your family and children's lives. So the state interest in marriage is grounded on the belief that the exclusivity, permanence, and procreative potential of a marital bond promotes social cohesion and stability. Seriously? No. I don't agree. I don't think marriage is a state right. I think God gives you, marriage is a God-centered right, and He is the one who says this marriage is valid or not the state. It is an absolute right when you marry in a church, and the church is the one who has an interest in those marriages, that are valid and under God's name. But whatever, we are in a modern age and we have to maneuver around it. To promote this interest, states traditionally have exercised considerable control over marriage. States have historically denied legal recognition to unmarried couples in order to buttress the privileged status of marriage. An unmarried couple, it has been blurred, and so we have the state overstepping its bound more and more in the area of marriage. That said, modern trend has been away from state control over marriage in favor of greater individual autonomy, and I agree with that. State laws continue to structure the relationship, and they determine who is eligible to marry. And I think that we should eliminate that from the laws. The state should not be licensing marriages. That is not their purview. What rights? So they want to give us rights. They want to give us entitlement. They want to give us the obligation of spouses during a marriage, and what their continuing relationships are towards each other should be if a marriage fails. So marriage is a legally transformative act in this sense. That said, my interest is in what's in the best interest of the child, and I believe that what's in the best interest of the children is a parental right that comes from God. God gives you the absolute right to parent your children if you have marital relationships the way you should, and you procreate, and you're the biological parents. If you're the adoptive parents, you do have a right as well, although it's not an absolute right because you bought your kids. So the buying of your kids gives you an absolute right. Now, if the state gives you the kids, if they're orphans of the state and they give you the kids, then they have some say if something goes wrong and it fails. So I just wanted to introduce the topic to you, and I wanted to say that I am proudly a new owner and running this business, and I value everyone equally, and I tolerate different ideas and beliefs because I know that regardless of who you are or who you choose to be, our duty is to support you and your spouse or your better half or your not so better half, and provide solutions that deliver results and saves you money, while at the same time brings you happiness in your soul. Everyone is welcome, whether you're married by a church or whether you're married by common law, or you're just not married but you're living together and you had kids, and now you want out, but you want to support your kids, and you want to ensure that you have support for those kids from your partner. So my goal is, in those situations, is what's in the best interest of the children, and to make sure that those children lead stable lives as if the both parents were still living together. So, thank you very much, and I look forward to serving my community in the capacity of a mediator. Thank you. So call me and look at my website, Marla Fernandez for HD3.com, and click on the mediation button above.